The Multi-Party Climate Change Committee was set up in September 2010 to explore options for the introduction of a carbon price. There are 7 members. The chair is Julia Gillard, Prime Minister. There's also Wayne Swan, Greg Combet, Tony Windsor, Rob Oakeshott, Bob Brown and Christine Milne. There are 2 other MPs assisting, Adam Bant and Mark Dreyfus. There's also an advisory panel of Ross Garnaut, Will Stephan, Rod Sims and Patricia Faulkner. The coalition was invited to have 2 representatives. They declined. The committee will report to Cabinet at the beginning of July through the Minister for Climate Change and Energy Efficiency, Greg Combet, with a range of possible policy positions informed by discussions with independent experts, the public and industry. Legislation will then be introduced to Parliament. Hot button issues include what starting price for carbon, how much compensation for Joe and Jane Public, how much compensation for dirty coal, and what's the compensation for trade-exposed industry. The committee is currently chewing on Ross Garnaut's final report and on the Productivity Commission report about other countries' actions. And there are various beggings and threatenings from the coal industry, the Business Council of Australia, the full Cabinet and the like. And last, and least, the pro-carbon tax folks who rallied on June 5th. Everyone is leaking and spinning and sniping and chest beating and playing games of chicken. It's the natural order of things. Laws are like sausages. It doesn't help the taste buds to look too closely at how they are made. Like prisoners handcuffed together, the Greens and Labour will survive or die together. Neither can afford to be caught out by their tormentors. So, Adelaide Climate News' predictions for what little they're worth? The legislation will go through without many changes, following fierce whipping of nervous Labour MPs in marginal seats. The Senate should, in theory, be less bumpy. It will set an initial carbon price of $25 or so. Labour will throw the Greens a couple of bones. The Greens can then declare victory. Those bones might be a rise in the comfortingly distant 2050 emissions reduction target, and maybe some money thrown at renewables subsidies and research and development. Cue predictable splutterings from free market economists at the Fin and the IPA. And finally, on July 1st, 2012, the new carbon tax will kick in, and the sky will not fall. But then, nor will the sky be significantly less full of carbon dioxide. So it goes.